It is The Riot on RadioU 87. Wait, no. I'm giving the phone number in the podcast.
You totally can. You can text us anytime.
That's not how you're supposed to do that. That's not how you do it. You're always like, it is The Riot podcast.
I know. I messed it up. I was in show mode. This is, I'm supposed to be a professional.
Well, don't say
Sometimes you just get into autopilot.
Yeah, just try it again. Try it again.
You want me to? Okay, ready, set.
Can we cut and start over?
No, we're not taking away anything, but we're gonna start you. Ready, set.
It is The Riot podcast.
There we go.
For Thursday, May 26th. I was just getting, I'll tell you two things. One, I was distracted because Isaiah was still putting on his headphones while I was talking.
That is no excuse.
You have to blame
You're supposed to be a professional. What I'm doing shouldn't bother you.
I was thinking of some bonus content, something we didn't talk about on the radio.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about with you guys now. And that is, I had an issue yesterday, and I'm concerned it is going to mess up my holiday weekend.
What is it?
I was mowing the yard. The forecast, not great for mowing. Supposed to be a lot of rain around here, around these parts. And plus, it was just getting real shaggy. So I was like, I'm going to get it done. Then I won't have to mow this weekend once the weather gets nice again. And hit a rock.
A rock?
In the front yard.
Oh, no.
A big rock.
What does that do?
My mower will not. I tipped it over and tried to turn the thing because I couldn't even pull the starter. It's a push mower. I tip it over. The blade, if it turns, you can turn it a little bit, and then it hits the outer part of the lawnmower.
Can you just bend the blade back?
I was looking at the blade. I don't think it's bent. So I don't know what's off about it.
So are you telling me that right now your dryer doesn't work still now you can't mow your yard?
Yes, I can't. I can only manage one home improvement project on my own.
How did you not see the rock?
I told you the grass is shaggy.
How long is your grass?
It was pretty long. That's why I had to mow.
Oh, that's
I hadn't mowed in almost 2 weeks.
You're finally taking care of your place.
I know, right?
I know. I can't say a word. I'm trying to grow grass right now. I ain't even got any.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know where the rock came from. It was very sizable. I would think if somebody throw it in my yard, I don't recognize the rock. I've not seen it before.
Maybe your neighbor, when they were mowing, was like, "Oh my gosh, how'd this rock get here? I'm going to throw it away and toss it into yours."
You know what? If there's something in your yard you don't like, just toss it in your neighbor's yard.
Yeah,
that's all you have to do.
But now I'm kind of out of sorts. I'm worried that I'm going to have to be working on all these home improvement projects this weekend. Plus, it was in the front yard. In the middle of mowing,
weird.
So now, my front yard has a mohawk now.
Yeah, oh no,
a mohawk.
Why don't you put one of those "I'm not mowing the rest to help with bees" sign? Because this mowing season, which how adults do we sound? But everybody's been talking about we shouldn't mow yards until June, into June, so that bees have grass stuff.
No, get out of here! I haven't heard that.
But yet it causes a lot of anger with neighbors because if you're next to someone who believes this and is doing this, so you put a sign up to try to help diffuse that.
Yeah.
We'll print you out a sign. You can put it in your yard and you can just leave it there.
I don't think the no-mow May people with the bees realize they're not taking into account that it also means a lot of other critters can get into your long grass as well.
Sure.
Like mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
It's gonna be super mosquito-y.
I was thinking rocks. That's right. Ticks. There's all kinds
Stray
of
dogs. No. Your grass is way too high then at that point.
Yeah. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not fun.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
You want me to, we can do a collection. We can go around and try to.
I thought you might just offer up your mower.
Eric got a new one. He's not giving that to anybody. He loves his mower.
But what happened to the old one?
He sold it.
Oh, come on.
Maybe next time. No, I don't have anything for you.
We can get
I have nothing for you.
How about the one where you just push it and it's just
Oh, you're
blades?
talking about this?
Yeah, the little roller thing.
You can buy that for like $20.
From the Brady Bunch?
Yeah, just the...
Do you think
that could work in a pinch.
That's so much better for the earth. And gas, if you had a gas mower, that would save a lot of money. That's a workout.
Yeah.
That's great.
Do you have a weed whacker? You could just use that.
It's too much. It's I do have a weed whacker, but it's too much.
Big yard.
It's not that big, but the part that's unmowed is big enough that going through the weed whacker.
At the Hudson
I have
Estates.
an idea. This is the last idea that I've got, so you have to take it or leave it. why don't you take your dryer that's broken, throw it on the front yard where the grass is too tall, and then it'll deflect from the tall grass because they'll be like, why does this guy have a dryer out?
Oh, true. Yeah.
I could
blend right in.
Signal to everyone in the neighborhood
given up.
how white trash I really am.
Exactly.
There you go. Just toss the dryer in the front yard, the broken down dryer. That'll look good. That'll help.
I don't live in West Virginia, you
They
guys.
won't notice the grass at all. They'll be mad about something else.
I think the grass and the dryer together would just add up to really make it look like.
I know you rent
trash.
Your landlord comes. He's like, "Hey, could you guys move?"
Yeah.
Did you guys get out of here?
I'm gonna need to inspect your backyard. Do you have a moonshine still?
What are you growing back there?
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys have a wonderful day. The countdown to the Monday, we have Monday off. The countdown is real. So we have today and tomorrow. So let's get through it.
And once we get through today, I guess I'll be doing, instead of this work, I'll be doing actual work.
At home.
Yeah, at home.
Yay.
Manual labor.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
So, Nikki, remember when we did that food fight that was the Van Leeuwen ice cream?
Yeah, so Van Leeuwen ice cream, we never knew about it until they decided to do this Kraft mac and cheese collab thing. And they were selling it and shipping it from New York City. And then they joined forces with Walmart.
Yes, it seems they made some kind of exclusive partnership. Yes.
And so we tried some of their newer flavors, and I was actually surprised they were pretty good.
Yeah, even the ones we weren't expecting to be, because they were off the wall flavors. And they actually were. It's not like it would be an ice cream you would want to eat over and over again.
But they were good.
You wouldn't think a pizza ice cream would even be edible. Most people probably wouldn't. And it actually was pretty decent.
Ooh, they had this hot honey one that had just like crystallized honey in it. It was really good.
I was just looking in the freezer. It's still in there.
I bet it is.
You better go finish it off.
I forget about it though.
Yeah. Why don't you take it home?
But it's
my treat.
Thank you. It's a pretty good, I feel like, ice cream. So we were somewhat impressed.
It's definitely, you can tell it's quality made. So I've got here the list of the new Van Leeuwen ice creams for the summer. They are, I guess, shuffling out that last line of flavors.
We got more?
And swapping them out. See if any of these sound good to you that you'll be able to find at Walmart. Campfire s'mores.
S'mores is not my favorite flavor.
Yeah, me neither. I don't really like marshmallow.
Fine.
Yeah, it could be good.
See, I don't like graham cracker and marshmallow.
Oh, that's a double whammy.
I only like the chocolate.
Man, okay. What about honey cornbread with strawberry jam?
See, at first I wouldn't think I'd care about this flavor, but again, because they did the other ones well, I think maybe that ends up being pretty good.
Yeah, I'm a big cornbread fan.
You'd like it.
So that sounds pretty nice. Here's this. I like this one. Espresso Fior de Latte chip.
Espresso chip?
I don't know what the Fior de Latte is, but
that sounds good.
What is Fior?
I'll look for it.
Fior. But I mean, that's coffee ice cream, and that is hard to mess up. If you're a fan of coffee ice cream, hard to screw that one up. And Summer Peach Crisp.
They say that is flour of milk, something made with cow's milk of the highest caliber.
Ooh,
so that's the highest caliber espresso ice cream.
And then, Summer Peach Crisp.
That's good.
You like that? And then I found, too, that I'm becoming a big fan of peach things. And then finally, this is the off-the-wall edition.
Oh, the weird flavor?
Grey Poupon with salted pretzels.
The mustard?
I believe Grey Poupon is mustard.
It's the one with
That's
that old
the
ad
fancy
campaign?
mustard, isn't it?
Yeah, wow. All right, so Grey Poupon. I wonder why the salted pretzels goes in there.
Well, like beer cheese. Yeah, like that beer cheese and mustard and pretzels would be if you went to a German restaurant or something. So
I guess.
I don't know. That might be the craziest flavor they've done so far.
It's the one we should probably try the most. This is the Van Leeuwen new ice cream flavors for the next season, but I don't want you to try too hard to find them.
Does anybody actually use Grey Poupon mustard
anymore? Or have they ever?
What? I mean, I'm sure at some point it seems so fancy.
Well, okay.
I mean, you get it in the grocery store, so it can't be that fancy.
Sure.
But still, it seems like.
Is it too good for you?
Yeah, that's right. I'm a man of the people. So Grey Poupon, you won't find that in my house. I'm just standard old French's, or even what's the other one? French's. I don't know. The store brand. That's what it is. That's what.
I really like your self-confidence. You're like, yeah, I'm a great person, all this, but I'm not good enough for this type of mustard.
No, yeah. Well, that's what makes me a great person, is that I use the money that I have for things that aren't mustard. That's right.
So we'll try to find these new ice cream flavors. I think the ones you'll probably want us to try the most would be the Grey Poupon salted pretzel one.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Should we eat that with like our pinkies in the air?
I don't know. I wish you go, after
Yes, that's right. That's right.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Good morning, Isaiah.
Well, how do you do?
Doing. That's a new
I know,
greeting.
did you like that?
Yeah,
I never
you
knew
switched
you
it
were
up.
going to say howdy, but then you were like, how do you do?
Yeah.
You weren't ready for that. I could tell. I caught you off guard a
It
little bit.
did. Is how do you do, or no, is howdy short for how do you do? Is that
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
is that like a Cowboys did that
I
and then
think
it
it
caught
is,
on?
yeah.
I think it must be, right? Well, howdy, ma'am. Anyways,
Well, howdy.
anyways, you got
That's
you're
weird.
you're single, Isaiah, right?
Yeah.
You got a dating profile? You got any of the dating apps?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Why not?
I don't want people searching for me on there. You know how long some of these
That's-
females would swipe to find me? Forever.
That's personal, if you don't mind, Hudson. All right.
Well, if you are on any of the dating apps, you might want to switch up your profile a little bit for many reasons, particularly because you don't want to have any shirtless pictures on there.
Are they
Is that so?
They're saying that's a worry.
That seems to be a negative based off of some new research from the University of Colorado. They had 567 people look at fake profiles of a young white adult man named Noah. They made different versions of profiles for him. So some of them had different descriptions and like basically indicating different kinds of motivation for being on the dating site.
Sure.
And they also had different versions of where he was either buff or not buff and shirtless or not shirtless. And what they found is that the shirtless pictures, regardless of what the rest of the profile said, were much more off-putting to the women that were rating the profiles, that were examining the profiles. Anything with a shirtless picture was not well received.
It was more of a red flag. And I like this thing. They perceived if you were shirtless in any of your pictures, perceived as less competent.
Yeah.
Which I think
You're just
is,
dumb. If you have a shirtless photo on there, you're just dumb.
I
That's
think
what they're
that's
saying.
a slight stretch, but that's what they were saying based on people's perception of then the profiles.
See, I have an issue with this. They're only this is only one guy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what I look like without my shirt off.
Precisely. That's what the difference is. That is the difference.
And no.
If you look like Hudson, then you can.
Then it's okay.
Then it's okay
Right.
to
Well, maybe
post
they're
shirtless
not.
photos.
This bod.
They're not like threatened or anything or worried about it or if it's just too good.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like maybe I'm a little bit more of a comforting body, you know? If you have a little bit more, not always shredded or anything. Like, now that looks like a nice hug if I had to say
Yeah.
anything, you know?
Right.
Oh, I think I like that the most. You're like, you have a comforting body.
Yeah. It's not a scary body. It's a
just
very
comforting.
comforting body.
Yeah, I just you don't want it to be too intimidating. So that's what it kind of comes down to. They also found that I guess this is unsurprising, but if you're posting shirtless pictures, it also seems that you're more promiscuous. And they found that even if your kind of intentions are signaled, and if the people that are looking at your profile are maybe thinking of a more risque behavior that they're trying to get into, even then they still rate you negatively if you have a shirtless picture.
And remember, you're less competent.
Right.
You're not competent, but you're just less.
Just a little bit less.
You're
yeah.
what the French refer to as l'incompétent.
I think about too, like when you like are hanging out around your friends and stuff, and like a lot of my friends like have dating profiles, and I think that if you really want to embarrass somebody, if you like get a hold of their phone, don't go to like their messages or their notes or anything like that. Just go to their Tinder and then
change
don't
it.
even go on their actual messages. Just go to their profile. flip around the camera and be like, "What are you doing, dude?" And then there's 6 shirtless photos on here.
That's
Clearly, you should know that you shouldn't have those on there.
What you should be doing is showing your friends this study so that they know that maybe they should not have so many shirtless pics on their dating profile.
Or if you're
wanting to find like a more in-depth relationship, if you're just wanting to have fun, then they say it's fine, but it's a sign, it's a warning thing.
If you find you're in competition with all of your friends, you want to make sure they post lots of shirtless pictures.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Start
like,
bringing
no,
their
they're actually the
numbers
best.
down. Yeah.
I think that if your friend is posting shirtless pictures on there anyway, I don't think there's a way to convince him or her, actually him, hopefully. I don't think there's a way to convince him that it's not a good idea. I feel like he's like, no, I know what that study says, but I think I'm just kind of a different breed.
I appreciate your nod toward equality.
I was trying.
It is different.
I try on there.
And just remember, what we've learned, though, is that if you have a comforting body, then I think it's way better for you.
That's definitely different.
Less intimidating.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Nikki, you know that Kim Kardashian, she's the new spokesperson for Beyond Meat.
I watched the commercial yesterday.
Yeah.
It is so funny.
It is. It's pretty
so
bad.
True.
Observant ad viewers, as they saw Kim Kardashian's new Beyond Meat commercial, have pointed out that in the ad, the 30-second spot, she does not take a bite. A single bite of any of the Beyond Meat products.
You don't see her, so like she's, really excited to pretend to take a bite of a hamburger. So she's holding the hamburger and like, oh, it's delicious. The hamburger is still perfectly.
It's intact. It looks like it's cut in half.
It is, but there was not a bite taken.
That's probably the worst of them all because it's cut in half. So and it looks like she's taking a bite out of it. But she's holding it, and you can see that it's still cut in half. She's clearly, her mouth is definitely empty. It's just, it's amazing that I guess they spent all of their budget on just getting Kim Kardashian to be a part of the commercials, and then didn't have like the rest of the crew for the commercial. They didn't think to hire even. It's just lazily edited to where it's just so blatantly obvious she's not eating a single thing.
And so I don't know if like they didn't just catch that, but she's saying she's Beyond Meat's chief taste consultant, and so they just thought, well, the irony.
Yeah.
No, you're not actually taking
Shouldn't
a
you
bite
actually be tasting it?
of any of that. So everybody
at least
really
lick it or something, you know?
Everybody made fun of both of them yesterday for that.
It's funny too. You can see some of the because although she doesn't actually take a bite, it does show her chewing. Yeah, but it's so clear that she's just sticking her tongue into her cheek.
Just pretending.
Yep.
And I understand, like, if you have your own diet or if you have your own food, but if you're hired to do a commercial for a company that's food and you're not even eating the food that you're promoting, it looks pretty bad.
Maybe somebody should have explained to her, Kim, you can take a bite. We'll edit out the part where you spit it out afterwards.
That's it, but
whatever.
you have to look like you're eating it.
Yeah. Do you think she's ever had Beyond Meat in her life?
Probably not.
Yeah, right?
Otherwise, why would you not eat it during the commercial?
Right. I mean, I'm sure she's on a very strict diet, whatever. I mean, she's Kim freaking Kardashian, so she's got to watch what she eats to keep up with her brand.
And I think some people don't like to be filmed eating, so I think it's probably like the act of taking a bite out of it. But again, if you're doing a commercial, they should have done something else.
It would have messed up her makeup, probably.
Her persona or whatever.
But you know what's worse than being filmed taking a bite?
What?
Being filmed pretending to take a bite.
Yes.
And blatantly, obviously, not eating the meat.
Hey, faux meat, faux commercial.
That's exactly right.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
Now, this story is amazing. We have a regimental sergeant major. His name is Michael Ransley. He was not just that. That's not just his title. He also was in charge of the alcohol policy advising at infantry battle school. That's so this is like a UK thing, right?
Yeah, that was in Wales.
In Wales, and last October, Oktoberfest came around.
They actually do an Oktoberfest party.
They do celebrate, and he again was the alcohol policy advisor. I say was because he wound up getting a little too much alcohol in his policy.
So for him, he's like, I think they were saying in his 40s, and he was the most decorated person at this party.
He was decorated with something.
Well, that's true, but that didn't come till later. And so he was supposed to be the one that kind of like withstood the alcohol and was supposed to be almost like the sober one of it.
The designated driver of sorts.
The dad of the party. And something happened, and then it just became worse after it just went downhill for him.
They say he was responsible for setting and maintaining standards at the event, but the standard that he set was vomiting and passing out with feces on his leg.
Did you not? I think they use the word lederhosen. Isaiah?
This is so bad. This is such a bad look.
Oh, so that sounds like like a sausage casing.
Actually, they call them the long Bavarian socks, which, like in your uniform, is that lederhosen. But that got in to some of his waist. Then he went back out to the party, and they said that the party goers were just so amazed at the smell of him and the sight of him but he was just too out of it at that point.
It caused distress to others, and so, man, he was supposed to be the responsible one.
They said they escorted him out 3 times.
Oh, really?
And he just kept coming. I bet he came bursting back into the scene too. You know, it wasn't like him sneaking back in. It was him swinging the door open, like, I'm back, everybody.
Here he is.
There he is.
So just if you're like, well, wait, that was back for Oktoberfest. Well, he's been trying to fight the demotion. So basically, he's been lowered in rank now because of his actions at Oktoberfest. So he tried to overturn his demotion, but a judge dismissed his appeal recently. They say that he should have been setting the standards at the party, but instead he kept coming back after being escorted out. Eventually, he was found passed out, and they call it a fall from grace.
He says this will be the blight of his life for doing this. I can't get over the image of feces filling his.
Just imagine
filling his stockings. You know, the old bratwurst.
I can just imagine him. I can imagine him at the party hitting on some ladies, you know, with the smelling like poop. Oh, man.
So he was wearing actual lederhosen.
Oh, my God.
They say that the event was for civilians and military personnel back in October. He wore a brown lederhosen with long Bavarian style.
I had no idea.
And they said that they had a meeting with senior soldiers prior to it because they were afraid of the excessive drinking that might happen. And then
it's Oktoberfest.
And then that happened from there, and he was the one who was actually the problem.
I can just imagine him walking back in after being escorted out the 3rd time and approaching a woman like, you know, I'm actually kind of in charge of this party. Watch it after the youngsters. Sergeant Major here.
Oh, the drinks here?
Oh, thank you.
The drinks here, they're on me. And a lot of other stuff is, too.
Don't even worry about it.
So now he's gone from the senior most person to,
loser.
He's just one under now.
Just one down. Just one little step down.
He's under the table, I believe.
And I'm sure he's never allowed back to Oktoberfest again.
Oh, he's not going to a party for a while. I don't think he's invited.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.